Hiya girls, we are Barney and Lukey and we are the hot young visionaries behind Truffle Pig Wigs.
And this is Cliffhangers, the unofficial, unrequested and unhinged Rupaul's Drag Race recap show.
The views and opinions expressed on Cliffhangers are from a couple of women who just love drag and have zero real business judging it. If you are not a fan of red-hot acidic critique, turn back now.
And if you let him, he finna flip reverse it. It's Barney.
Baby's first finner on the pod.
Perhaps, yeah.
Perhaps. And she's the people's princess. A car crash. It's Lukey. How you doing, Luke? So you're actually joining us in the midnight hour because we're doing this rather than 9 a.m. We've done a full day's work and now we're doing this for you because, yes, we're behind schedule, as anyone that's ordered a wig from us knows.
Shh. What have we been up to?
Tell 'em.
Well, the doll domination continues. Enter Willow to team trans icon.
Yeah.
Just loving it.
Love how that's what we've been up to.
Yeah.
We've just been
just enjoying the doll domination. That's 7 straight honeys on this season so far.
Yeah, lovely.
We celebrated our friend Anna passing all of her exams after about 8 years of studying, is it?
I mean, at this point, she's been a student longer than she's been an adult.
So shout out to her, and also shout out to Amy, who told us she only tunes into the What We've Been Up To segment. So hey, Amy, you can stop listening now.
I could name you an actress. She said, to be honest, the pod ain't for me, but it's nice to hear what you guys have been up to. So hope you're not feeling too gypped by that one, and love to you.
And then Sunday, I just basically, we found these biscuits, which are sticky toffee pudding digestives.
I can't believe this.
They are also so resilient to tea. We were just go on, push it harder. They don't break.
Yeah.
And for our international listeners, British people like to dunk biscuits in their tea.
Not all British people. I mean, I'm only half British, but still, not all British people.
You're only half British.
Yeah.
What's the other
Ireland's
half?
not in Great Britain.
Sure. That whole Irish thing confuses me. It must confuse them.
But then also, I'm only a quarter British, that means. Because then I'm also half Indian.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. I mean...
Isn't your grandpa half Indian?
My granddad was born in India.
But so...
That's
I could be born in Shanghai, doesn't he?
He has an Indian passport.
That makes no difference to the price of fish.
He has an Indian passport.
Thank you. Did you know that you can use a Twix as a straw for your tea?
I did. I've heard this before. Again, not my bag, honey. Soggy biscuits. Although, I like to be come on.
Exactly.
It's not for me. Should we talk? Let's talk previously.
All right then. In 5, 4,
the drags.
3.
Previously on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh, we were edging you there.
The Sexy Swingers performed 3 retro-style girl band hits while we, excusez-moi, had a heart-on for the runway. Diabolical was top of the pops, leaving HRH Sweet Angle, Kerry Colby in the bottom against Jasmine Kennedy to a very jarring remix of Unbreak My Heart. And I honestly wish I could, as I had to watch Kerry sashay away.
Until this started, I had forgotten that Kerry had gone. It was truly like a thump in the testes.
But
never to recover.
this is just the beginning for her.
Truly, she did.
I don't think she really wants to be standing around lip syncing plain silly buggers. She wants to be a gorgeous model. And congratulations.
Truly. And I just think as well, your drag might not fit that well in the constraints of a very overproduced competition, but there are a lot of the girls who are millionaires now and global fan favourites. It hasn't fit them either, so I wouldn't worry too hard about it. I don't know whether you saw how well Katia did in Drag Race, but it hasn't really been a problem for her. And also her legacy, as everyone just turning trans from the mere contact high of being near such an iconic Colby.
I thought it was so, you could really tell even more than Cornbread, I think, maybe. She really touched everyone. Everyone was real sad that she went and had to a little moment.
I think it's because she is literally such an icon. It's there's few people that have got that legendary status that would go on the show. I think do you know what I mean? She's not. I mean, we all know who she was before it, and I think afterwards she's going to be... I want to see her in the Fenty show. I want to see her...
100%
I want to see her, walking, global fashion weeks. I'd like to see her in Paris, Milan. I'd like to see
Do
her
you
everywhere.
think she is too thick for Paris and Milan?
Do you think she's thick?
In the leg?
I don't know.
In the hip?
In my head, I didn't think that she was remotely. But I'd like to see her, I don't want to see her like walking for Hermes. I want to see her walking for like sick people. I want to see her walking for Telfar. I want to see her walking for Ottolenghi. Like I don't
know who these
care
people
about.
are. I'd love to see her walking for the blondes though.
Oh my God, 100%. Love to see her hand in hand with Philippe.
Oh, don't forget about David.
I do.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Are you open about how competitive you are?
Yes.
I think so too.
Yes.
I'm a
You
lot
think
more...
about me? No.
I don't think about you, but
No,
I think
I try
that
not
about
to.
you.
You think that about me?
Yeah, I think I'm a lot more the Willow. Like, I'll keep my cards to my chest, my gorgeous breasted chest.
I just think it's easier for people because if you are, there's nothing worse than being really competitive but pretending you're not. Like I am really competitive, so I think it's best to just be like, girlies, I may flip a table, I may be sweating at the brow, it's because I like to win. But it's very awkward when someone like won't admit that they're very competitive, but they're the one ruining the game.
I wouldn't be as competitive. Like, I'm not actually that competitive, but I definitely wouldn't want to show my emotions. I would want to keep how I was
hello,
feeling.
welcome to Lukey Goddy Therapy 101.
How dare you?
But most importantly, were Bosco's exposed sideburns a paid extra in this scene? Because I don't know whether you noticed, but
What about that back? I saw the back when she turned around on the runway last
Polish
week.
had left the chat, unfortunately. I thought,
Oh.
usually such a streamlined, gorgeous
Did
angel.
you see her funny eyebrows? Because they were so thin. They were just almost like a weird thing that like Jack Skellington would walk up. It's like a weird,
Yeah,
like curly thing.
Also, shout out to my Indian granddad who is 90 and he is the hairiest man in the entire world.
Who is 19? Still got it, Grass.
Still hot. And his eyebrows actually, and I kind of got it a little bit, he has like basically like really, really long hair in the middle of his eyebrows. So like the longest part is like a flick up in his eyebrows.
Kind of like a mullet, like party in the middle, business in the ends.
Yeah. And so he actually has Bosco's shaped eyebrows,
Wow.
which
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
I've got to say something. It does not get easier to look at Daya. Like she is giving Warped Tour Jeffree Star. I can't bear it. Like that weird like pink half wig and just like all this like, I don't know, is it only recently that she started giving like pure like MySpace emos? Like scene girl. Like
I feel like when she came in, she was like, I'm the grungy rock chick that's gonna
grungy, but
sit
like
on your
grunge
face or
isn't
whatever.
emo.
No, and what she's given hasn't been grunge also. So
And when Jeffree Star was given it in 2008, I didn't want it then, and I certainly don't want it now. Although Plastic Surgery Slumber Party by Jeffree Star, it was my MySpace profile song for a long, long time. Probably too long.
I noticed something, and I wonder if you noticed it, but it's honestly, girls, it's too hard to screenshot moments for you now, so just have to remember
I've
it.
literally got my fingers crossed it is the same thing that we're talking about.
Georgia's taken off her shoe.
Literally, her leant over like a little Grecian statue, taking off the strappy sandal.
I'm sure she's like doing it from behind, like some kind of sexy,
And
like
nude.
contortionist
Nude.
pin-up.
Nude.
Gorgeous.
It was like, like when there's the picture of Beyonce in them like fetish ballet pumps. And she's like holding up her leg backwards.
no.
Maybe we'll put it on the pod. It was a bit like that. And she is just the sweetest little thing in the world. I love her so much. But there's truly not one single thought in her head.
There
is
don't
there?
need to be.
Oh, Georgia's. She is lobotomy goals. Just floating around, having a mad time.
I'm trying to think if there's a drag name in there. Flobotomy.
Flow bottom.
E.
Yeah.
What's it called? Shelfing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very like when the burly girls like kick the leg up and take the stocking from behind and
Very that. Loved it. Need to see the cinematic parallels be played out on Instagram. Daya's bitchy retort to absolutely everything. Is that getting more tired than her hairline? Yes or no?
ooh.
Did you notice in this bit, just literally every single time anyone said anything, they're like, you're ugly. You're poor. Like, what?
It is draining. If you want to laugh about that, actually, that was last week. But anyway, Trinity the Tuck, not to promote our rivals, but Trinity the Tuck is on Race Chaser and she is unfiltered and she is saying some shit and she is really just like, sort your attitude
It's
out.
wild though,
Yeah.
isn't it? Because luckily for us, Race Chaser actually comes out after ours. Because often, like, Lukey will listen to it and be like, they were saying the exact same things. And on such a large platform, you got to be careful. But they have very, very similar
Yeah, thank
I
God we were
just-
out before them, or they would think we've just stolen everything.
I know, true.
But between you and me,
Yeah.
It's a new day in the workroom.
When Lady Rubella comes in and says, feel free to use the bold accessories, and it cuts to Dayglow 90 denier tights and feather
what,
boas.
snagged tights?
Who are we dressing? Widow Twanky? Like feather boas? Like
It's that bloody Saturdays video that we hate.
all of them.
Yeah.
Someone in, I'm going to say 2008, got paid to style the Saturdays, who were an up-and-coming girl band signed to a major label. And they were like, do you know what would really fucking kick off is we'll put them in black smocks and they can all have a different colour tight. Opaque, please. And someone got paid to do that. And they were like, it's a fashion moment.
It's got to be a work experience. It's Saturday Girl.
Yeah, 100%. Although I do need to find out who it is now.
Are you going to look while I talk?
Absolutely not. I don't need to know
No.
that. Do
We are big fans of the quick drag, aren't we?
we are. I'm more a fan of the quick drag than I am of the runway drag. to
I
be honest.
feel like this season in particular, like normally that there's a couple of freaky quick drags and most people try and pull some kind of beauty together. But
Yeah.
this one, it was really just like a bunch of fucking clowns, wasn't it? They really just
Truly.
didn't give a fuck. Even people like Jasmine, who you wouldn't expect, that you think that she wants to be like pretty the whole time. It's
I
quite good.
don't like when they do mini challenges like this. Are you going to tell them what the mini challenge is? Because I can't remember what the wording of it.
It was a photo bomb mini challenge.
Photo bomb. Yes. I don't
Yes,
like.
yes,
I
yes.
don't like when they do shit like this because it's very like unquantifiable. Like it's not like you can't. No one can really do better than anyone. So then it just feels a bit like.
Well, unless you give them all the same
fixy.
photo and don't let anyone see each other.
Yeah, like they were all good. They were all funny in different ways. It's like not really an easy way to pick a winner.
Do you know whose picture you would have wanted to photobomb?
I know I wouldn't have wanted to be in a. It was cracking me up that there is someone more desperate for attention than Billy Porter. Not a crown I'd like to wear, but I wouldn't want the photo of Billy Porter.
No.
Maybe Lil Nas X. Me and him can get cozy. And
Well, like that's
cuddly.
what I would have wanted because he's like jumping up in the air, so you could
Yeah.
literally be like on the floor with your
Although I
leg
did-
by your head, waiting for their entrance.
I did quite like Willow's on the dog though. That was quite cute.
Yeah, and also the Borat one would be quite good. I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah. But yeah.
Deja was absolutely on one though with her look, and I've been watching Boba Fett on Disney Plus, and it's with my sweet angel baby Grogu in it, and there's basically like a race of people that have these big like tit heads like that, and I'm going to put a picture on because bringing it back to
a lot
sexy
of
fun
promises that
times.
we won't.
I've actually saved the photo
Oh,
already.
thank God.
It's old sexy bitch from Flashdance has got
Alex
these
Owens
big
or whatever she's
things,
called.
and she is like the bar lady.
Really?
Yeah, and they've got these like massive like tit horns like Deja had. So creepy,
Into
but
it.
also hot.
When it cut to that sourpuss that was Daya, like every single time. Sorry, when we got into the group section with the mains,
We need to have a sound effect for when Daya's being a dickhead.
I'm so careful of the fact that it's like, is she just getting an awful villain edit? But then I keep on having to remind myself that it's like they can't give you a villain edit unless you're saying horrible things about everyone.
Yeah.
And if I was sat in that chair and they were like, it is a choice, yeah, that if the producers come to you and they're like, say something bitchy about Bosco, I would be like, I would just, if they did, I would say something that was so clearly a joke that they couldn't edit the wrong way.
Or just do it kind of like how you're meant to do in like a roast, how they like you
Yeah.
to be like, well,
Like-
I mean, I love Michelle Visage, but that breath though, or I don't know, something.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I just feel like I just wouldn't give them the ammo. And it's like such a, and also she keeps on saying, I don't give a fuck that if I come across bitchy. So, okay, girly. But when it cut to that sourpuss after they got put into the groups, well, not put into the groups, but obviously little baby Georgie won the mini challenge. And then they
Willow.
were like, oh, sorry, little baby Willow. And then they were like, pick your groups. And there was, she picked, I didn't think like all of the heavy hitters because like Daya has just one.
I really enjoyed how she chose her teams.
Yeah, because she was like, I haven't worked with these people. Like, it all seemed like not stressful. Do you know what I mean?
And
She
you'd
was-
think because she's just come from being in the top twice in a row with Daya and Bosco that she'd like, okay, let's carry this on. But yeah, the fact that she's like, I haven't worked with you before, like whether that was like genuine or not, I
Yeah.
thought it was a good.
it just seemed a
good
bit more
flair.
chilled. Didn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
When they said that the main challenge reveal was Menzies, because I'd read it on Miss Streamer, I thought it said Menzies, and I was like,
Ugh.
firstly, Manila will be rolling in her bleached striped grave,
Yeah.
and secondly, 2 bodily function episodes in one season. I was
It
losing
would
my
be a
mind.
lot. And also the irony of getting men to talk about it. Like, come on. Like, but yeah, when they had them 2 groups and then Daya realised that they weren't going to be with Willow.
Team leftover, we'll call them. She coined it, so let's go
When
with
it cut to the sourpuss, I was like, you were first out? Like,
Yeah.
like
that.
literally, do you remember like it says later on in the episode that she's like, their lip sync wasn't even that good, like, you know, in the next week. So that lip sync wasn't even that good. It's like, you've lip synced once and you got sent home.
Yeah.
Like, humble thyself. It's mental, isn't it? Just like, she's so she went straight home. You're so sour. It's mental. Did you clock in this little workroom section Lady C's freaky little Sailor Moon get up?
I did, yeah.
Like, listen, on any other person, I would be screaming bloody murder about a grown Auburn man dressed up as a little Asian teen. But I guess I'm a Lady Camden apologist now. I don't care. It was cute as hell.
Well,
Cute as
again,
a
it's
button.
giving Thingy from Nighty Night, isn't it?
Very a bit sissy.
Yeah.
A bit Edwardian ghost. I was into it.
Who would you want to be? Whose team? If you had to create your own team, who would it be? Pick 4 people because there's 8.
Willow, Bosco. I'm tempted to say Jasmine. I know I'd probably wring her neck, but maybe not Jasmine. Willow, Bosco, Angie, and I think maybe Deja. I'm not a fan of the looks, but she was so fucking good.
I would
and I
go.
think I'd hopefully know that.
Yeah,
maybe.
hopefully. I would have gone, Willow, Angie, Bosco, and Lady C.
Okay. Oh, yeah, of course. I've got a question for you. Are they refusing to pay the electric bills once again? Why are all the girls sitting around in matching Matalan robes?
I don't know, but I had a thought about this.
Tell
How weird. Firstly, we know that the whole Drag Race machine is just a money-making thing for
Yeah.
RuPaul. Why are you putting them in just like grey robes? They should be in like hot pink robes with like sayings on the back that you can then buy.
So,
Yeah.
hello.
Hello.
She's a motherfucking marketing genius.
I think I finally worked out who Daya reminds me of. And
Yeah.
it's not my ex-boyfriend, Joey.
Mm-hmm.
First, I thought maybe Doug, the cartoon.
Yep.
Who is created by someone very right-wing, FYI.
Grim.
Then I thought, is it maybe Wendell, the albino kid from The Simpsons?
Yep.
But then I think it's actually Charlie Brown with a cap
so
on.
many cartoons.
So
Also,
who is this pasty, round-headed cartoon motherfucker?
I also saw a meme as well that said that he is basically a shaved head version of the main blonde bitch from Orange is the New Black, Piper.
Oh, yeah.
Which, when I saw it
Got
side
them
by side,
eyes.
I was like,
I would
well
like to see the side
well
by side.
damn. Well damn. Which I thought was honestly absolutely fantastic. But yeah, then we have the walkthrough where sort of RuPaul is, oh my God, isn't he just sticking the knife in? Just constantly trying to, at this point, like his shameless carnal thirst for trauma porn. It must be what is keeping him young. He must be drinking the blood of all this trauma, because he's just like, every single person he comes to is like, so relationship with your dad, what are you crying about? Like, but yeah, when we're doing the walkthrough, did you like how sort of self-aware Jasmine seems now? Because I feel like she's trying to be more mindful of others. When RuPaul was like, what are you going to work on? She's like, I'm going to listen. I'm going to be, and as a strong, savage over-talker, walk strong, my sister.
Well, yeah, I don't think I spoke a word for the last 15 minutes there.
Wow.
I felt a bit bad for Jasmine because it seems like now that Cornbread has called out her bad habit and it seems like it's a known fact that Jasmine's annoying, I feel like that means it's kind of like open season that everyone can just like be rude to her and she just has to take it in the way that no one would be to anyone else. It's kind of just like, oh no, that's Jasmine. You can tell her to shut the fuck up because everyone knows she's annoying kind of thing.
Awful. But Jasmine and Daya in the same group. I'm going to need some noise cancelling headphones, my guy. Like, they're two people. No one loves to tell other people that they're talking too much rather than people that talk all the time. Like, it's like you're taking my air.
Tell me how much.
Can we please talk about the savage cut from tell us about your broken family into, so who's been to DragCon?
Oh, it was
did you
fantastic,
cut that?
wasn't it? I did.
Unbelievable. I was
My
dying.
boyfriend nearly spat out his tea.
Shameless. Absolutely shameless. But
That's
what's new?
That's the machine.
Yeah.
Didn't you think it was so weird that Lazy C, sure, was worried about people thinking she's stupid? Because I would think, do you know, she has like the ballet thing, but like when we've seen her in acting or comedy challenges, she always brings the stupid. And I think that would be something that is part of her and not something she would be
But they're not really like,
of.
they're not like playing characters. They are just talking as essentially themselves. So maybe she's like fine doing that in a character, but she wouldn't want to appear that way, like unintelligent. Which is mental because she's got a British accent. She ain't got to worry about nothing.
We all sound fucking clever to me.
Exactly. Did you think that Angelica and Wilhelmina have they have a really similar energy when they were talking at the mirrors later on? I thought it was really interesting that they're both really, really strong characters, but then they don't yell over anyone. And they were both just sort of like, the way that they talk and the way that they engage with the rest of the group, they're like assassins from the side, because they're the two front runners for the winner.
Assassins generally do move in silence.
They do, don't they?
Yeah, would it be low stage? Like, yeah, I don't feel the need to bark, which is really good.
Yeah, and it's like, that's exactly how I'm, as someone that is chronically annoying, like it's really not an option for me to just be quiet and calculated, but that is how you should want to play it, I think, on Drag Race. A friend to all, but you're not like telling everyone how amazing you are.
Yeah, no, what is this? I thought it was really helpful what Bosco said about letting go of ideas that aren't working, because it's like, it's just not that deep. Your brain's capable of coming up with new ideas if you came up with that one. So like, don't cling on to it. I feel like when you're in groups, people really, if they throw something in, they feel like if it's not used, then like they're not going to get credit or something. But it's like, no, you just got to
I think if you're
pick out the chaff.
I think if you're insecure about like your comedy or you're insecure about the challenge in general, I think it's really easy that if you think an idea is good, to be like, no, we need to use this.
Yeah.
We need to use this because I ain't got no more to give. This I'm not. But if you're someone that's more relaxed, you can just be like, whatever. Okay, that didn't work. Try something new. That didn't work. Try something new. But you ain't gonna. There's no ease of conversation if you can't relax, as you saw with Baby Georges.
But speaking about relaxing, what about Willow's burp? That was a Lukey Luck 10 out of 10, if ever I've heard one.
My God. But so happy to leave a burp on there, but would they leave a fart on, do you think?
They literally did a whole episode about farts,
yeah,
Barney.
I know, but like up until this point, that was it. It was such a game changer to include such bodily functions. But do you think queens would fart on Drag Race?
I think some would.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The bottoms, the gaping bottoms. They
No,
have
probably
to.
not them, because they don't want to.
They got to.
Well, no, they got to
There's a lot
keep
of
it
air up
tight.
there.
You don't want to
Shake the tavern walls.
Shake the juice and see what comes
But
loose.
scientifically, if you're getting so much air pushed up there, it's got to come out.
It's got to come out. It's like a fanny fart.
Exactly. I sent you a fantastic TikTok.
I've seen it.
You have? Mm-hmm. I can't believe it. I used to have a friend, shout out to Pippa. She could fanny fart on demand. But she had to really sort of like bend over and suck the intestines in. So her stomach sort of went sort of like, like looking like an elephant.
Yeah.
And then she could like throw them out with such loudness and velocity. It was honestly stunning.
I don't have baths very much because I have a shower. Just thought I'd clear that up. I don't.
Thank God the Reddit will know these answers to these questions now.
But what I did like to do sometimes in the shower the bath is similar to that. So you like lie on your back and kind of like suck your stomach in and let your vagina fill up with water. And then you can push it out like a little fountain that like breaks the surface of the water. It's really good. Top tip from my AFAB honeys. If you're at the end of your period, it's a really great way of cleaning it out and getting rid of all those bits of brown crap that like to hang around in there.
Hello. See, look at us serving information on the
Are we
pod.
at a DragCon panel?
I guess so.
Giving great information.
I guess so. Although I'd want to be drunk on a DragCon panel.
You can't even say it sober, so I don't see what
English
good
is not my
be.
first language. I would like to be drunk on a DragCon panel. I feel like
I'd like to be drunk listening to it.
yeah, I'd like to be tiddly, like having
like to be
a mad
drunk now,
one. Having
to
a
be
mad
honest.
one. I mean, it's been much more acceptable for you to be drunk at 7:30 on a Tuesday rather than normally when we do it at 8:00 in the morning.
9 on a Monday. I'm dying for a piss, so let me hit this advert jingle and
Let's take a little break.
Let me tell you something, you ugly bitch.
Let me tell you something, you ugly bitch.
Tell me.
So I'm going to start with a really boring. I've actually got two. I'm going to start with a really boring one, but it's just absolutely unbelievable.
Boring yet unbelievable.
I mean, it's just boring compared
Put
to
the
the other
more on it. Oxymoron, Barney.
Oh, it's boring, but it's just unbelievable compared to the other one. Can openers were invented 48 years after cans were invented.
What were they doing before?
Just had to cut them open.
Penknife?
Yeah. No one came. It took 48 years for them to be like, this is not working out.
This is a long thing.
Yeah. But most importantly, this is my actual, let me tell you something, you ugly bitch. Lobsters don't age. They're either killed or die from malnourishment. Their bodies and their organs produce an enzyme that rejuvenates their organs and keeps them young. Some lobsters have lived up to 130 years and nothing about them gets older because they're non-sentient.
That's cute.
That's fucking mental.
They're
don't
non-sentient.
Well, they're not like fully non-sentient, but they don't have like brains and stuff. They don't have nervous systems.
But haven't Peter just said, y'all have got to stop boiling these lobsters alive because they can feel it?
Well, they're not like fully non-sentient. You know, like oysters and mussels are like, they don't have...
Well, Peter doesn't classify them as fully vegan either.
Really?
But you know what they're like. You know what
They are
Peter's like.
mentalist. But yeah, it's just they're one of the only animals that creates this enzyme that basically rejuvenates. And also,
How have we not man-made this and be giving
I
it to
don't
rich
know.
people
It's
yet?
fucking crazy. What is it? Probably what do your lizard people take?
What, like fetus blood?
Yeah. You
I mean,
know,
get
the sexy
into it.
stuff.
But they're sticking poison in your face.
But also with lobsters, if you cut off one of their extremities, they can grow a new one. Madness. So they're basically like aliens and we should all be lobsters.
Well, I think genuinely octopus and cuttlefish are actually aliens.
Yeah, sick. Let's talk main stage. And let's talk those misshapen sad sack victory rolls on Michelle. Looks like we did them. That was my first thought. I thought, I know that shape. I know how difficult they are to do.
But they're asymmetric though. That's the easy way out.
I don't think that was a victory. For Michelle or for, I don't want to say it was Tony Medina. I refuse to believe it was his vintage touch. But most importantly, I would die for Nicole Byers. I will say it every single motherfucking week that she appears on that show.
She looks cute as a button. And also,
Heavenly face.
shout out to Climax as the band, because RuPaul was like, the men all pause when they see Nicole Byers. And if you don't know the men all pause, the track, you better get to know.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Rue's look? You know how I feel about reversible sequins.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it was just like every single time she comes out, it just gets less and less. It offends me less. It offends me less and just like I care less because it's just like, wow, real like dog shit every week consistently now.
So now it's kind of like she might as well not be wearing anything.
Yeah,
But
come out
from
in
the
non-drag.
necklace up, gorgeous.
I mean, of course, because it's I mean, a world-class woman of colour doing her makeup. You know? But let's talk Dracon.
Okay, so first up we got Team Willow.
Yeah.
Can we just run through the looks, what you thought first?
What about
of all?
Lady C's little Cruel Intentions Westwood drama that she was given?
For me, it was given 2002 Danielle Westbrook Burberry fantasy. And I loved
Danielle Westbrook.
Danielle Westbrook.
Oh, I thought you said Danielle Westbrook. I was like, tell me I've been saying her name wrong this whole time.
Yeah, I loved that for her. I love the little white socks. It was super
I saw
cute.
Ramime that said, do we think that, considering 3 of them are wearing shoulder-padded looks, that they all wore for their backup shoulder-pad look for the runway?
Well, my thought is that Daya Betty saw Jasmine's and they were both based on the same Balenciaga thing. And she was like, I'm not wearing this neon yellow. I'm going to wear this stupid Mad Max outfit.
Yeah.
And that is what
because
I think
Jasmine's
happened.
was better. 100%.
I hated both of them.
Did you?
Yeah.
Not in for a bit of day glow fantasy, no?
I mean, we'll get to that, won't we?
Okay.
Okay.
I just put, you want to go through all of the looks?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought Angie, very boring.
Yeah. But you know, one thing Angie is going to do is disappoint you on the looks.
Willow, hair is so cute, outfit, whatevs.
Absolutely adorable. Loved it so much.
Daya, I hated the fabric, but I quite liked the silhouette of the whole thing on her.
Okay. I don't need to know how many of these little half wigs that she's got because I hate every single one of them and I'll burn them. I just thought this group had such a perfect blend of like heart and jokes, and I thought Deja was excellent. I thought she was so relaxed and chill, and I just thought?
I thought she definitely warmed up towards the end. In fact, I think all of them did. They definitely all kind of relaxed. But yeah, I thought she was really good.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit rushed sometimes, but it is a tough gig. Like, I would not, imagine you'd want to be the moderator. I would not at all want to be the moderator.
It's difficult because you're given, if you can do it, you can do it, but you're giving yourself a harder job. So I think maybe on this one, I might be like, and I would want to be really scripted so that I just knew that I was like hitting it with the jokes. But then why waste your jokes now when you know a roast is coming up?
Maybe.
Exactly.
Did you know who Blake Shelton was?
Yeah.
Is he Gwen Stefani's new husband?
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy from The Voice.
I don't watch that, but he's no Gavin
me
Rossdale.
neither.
So
No.
definitely.
But isn't Gavin Rossdale now married to Ashley Simpson?
I hope not. He's better than that.
Is he? Well, she's married to someone mental. I'm sure it is Ashley Simpson. No, shout out to Ashley Simpson because she was it back in the day. I will hear nothing against her. She is married to Evan Ross. I don't know who that is.
Cool.
Ross, an American actor. Oh yeah, sure. He's like he's been
see.
in the Hunger Games. He's been in.
Oh, is he Peter? Oh God. From this far thing, he looks like the kiddie fiddler from Glee, from the far away.
Okay, I
picture.
don't think we shout loud about that. He's actually cute as a button, and he's married to Ashley Simpson. Who gives a fuck? Like, he also looks a bit like Chance the Rapper.
They look like two completely different humans.
Hello, plastic surgery. He lives in LA. So,
okay, team leftovers.
Ouch.
I mean, was it me who said it? Have I not written about their clothes? I know I have. Bosco, gorgeous. Loved her kind of air hostess vibe.
Every single motherfucking time I see Bosco, she stuns me. When I saw her, I was like, I think it.
Actually, it's more Amelia Earhart. It's more the pilot than the hostess,
Yeah,
isn't it?
I think moving forward, a vital part of my process as an artist is going to be to just jacking off to Bosco pictures for like 10 to 15 minutes a day for inspiration, for rejuvenation, for vitalisation.
I don't feel comfortable with you jacking it to a beautiful young lady every day. Can you do it to one of your gross?
Wow.
One of you lots.
Homophobia on the pod. What's new?
Just sexism.
Sure, I mean, whatever.
Dyer, we've gone through this. Look, obviously a different choice. And I know why she wants to have all these bald edges, but I just don't like it.
No, it ain't for me either.
Jasmine, what the actual fuck? Like, what?
In her mental little Scientologist drag.
She looks like Hillary Clinton at like a Christmas shindig or something.
I think she was like, oh, I'm going to serve them Linda, but she was...
Linda McCartney?
I think she was serving more Sue Sylvester. Like,
she wishes.
Just that was some real KD Lang drag, that wig. Like,
Don't bring KD into this.
It was awful. As soon as Jasmine started talking, I thought, girlie, wrap it up.
Yeah.
Who are you? Us? Like, stop it.
And I really hated Georgis's shirt.
Yeah, it was horrible, wasn't it? Didn't you think with Jasmine as well, there was such like a weird artificiality to it? It was a bit like she was doing like a hostage video. She's sort of like, I'm so happy to be here and be here with my friends and sisters.
Who was it who was so unnervingly stiff and RuPaul was it like you were jarring?
Oh my God, yeah, on last season. It was just like, have you talked in front of people before? Like,
that's going to really bug me, that is. Hopefully we'll find by the end.
I just thought there was too much information and not enough joy. Like, I didn't feel like any of them were enjoying themselves, having fun. Didn't even really feel like a spirit between them. Like,
I felt like Bosco made it work. Thought she was great.
she was great, but I felt like she was great by herself.
Yeah.
I'd rather seen, I think, just her talking to herself.
But like they worked so hard trying to make Georgia's stumbling on the word be like the worst thing that's ever happened. Then she cut to Nicole Byers at one point and she just like blinks and it's like crickets in the background.
I just thought it felt more like a trauma dump. Like, in the words of Nick from Maths, I ain't your therapist. You know, they were like, it was like a lot of like
Not
hardcore.
Nick,
Mike. Oh yeah, Mike. Who's Nick? Oh,
Nick and Cyrell.
Oh, honey. Oh, the ratty one.
It
Shout
was
out
the
to
one.
anyone
What's
that's
he got?
been through.
He can't come.
Oh my God, yeah.
He can orgasm, but he can't.
Is it because
jizz.
he's got one ball?
He had cancer.
And he's got one ball.
I'm not sure if I made that bit up, but he can't come. It's a dream, honestly.
What?
To have sex
But he can
with someone
orgasm.
yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, what? So you're not going to throw a dirty towel on me to like mop it up?
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
But shout out to your dad, I guess.
Yeah. Did you like wrestling when you were younger?
No.
No.
No, honey. You know me. I was high kicking and ruining the kitchen floor with tap shoes. Like, I had no time for wrestling.
I thought you might like the big burly men dressed up in their fancy
No,
clothes.
you know me. I've never been into burly men. never. I like a big
The burly gals.
The burly gals. I like a big dope, but not a wrestling dope. Like,
My friend Carla's brother would have it on, and I remember thinking like the Undertaker was really fucking cool. And he was basically like,
you're gonna have to straight explain for me.
I don't really know exactly. I feel like there was like a thing in a coffin.
Is he like like an actual like?
Yeah, that was his character, and he had like a sort of like full length trench coat and like long greasy hair and a hat and shit. So
Okay.
giving me that goth fantasy. But shall we move on to the runway?
The runway was shoulder pads. What would you wear, Luke? Tell him.
This is very disappointing. I was very excited when I saw shoulder pads.
Same.
Okay, so
I'm really worried. When I wrote this, I was like, yes. And then I was like, I bet that fucking nasty little Lukey Goddy will write the same thing as me.
You can't compete with my ideas. You went
Don't
my
compete where you
creativity.
don't compare, honey. Worry about yourself.
So my first thought was obviously a suit. And I always go to 80s for like every runway. So I thought, okay, move past the 80s.
Yeah.
So then I kind of went on to thinking zoot suits a la Dick Tracy or The Mask.
Love.
But again, I thought that's going to be too bait.
Yeah.
So then I thought, what if my dress was a hammerhead shark? So like massively padded shoulders, which would be its like head, and then like super slinky, silver iridescent and wet look, and then like wet look hair, and just like gorge.
Little googly eyes on your shoulders.
Probably Diamante.
Okay, I think it's safe to say that we would not have come up with the same idea for that one. I've always wanted to do like an amazing Toreador look, but I think
What's the difference between a toreador and a matador?
I think Toreador is like the Spanish word for like the actual performance of it. Toreador.
So what's a matador?
I don't know. I think one's a bullfighter and one is it's like the style of the clothes they wear, I think, but that might be wrong. Like
Okay.
Toreador is like Toreador style clothing, I think.
Okay.
But also a known liar. So, but I think it would be, that's a bit too basic. So I think it would be, and also I was trying to remember
Was
the only
Cuckoo.
two. I want to see your cuckoo, but also didn't Milk do one as well?
I don't know. Valentina did like a Mexican one, but that's obviously not a bullfighter.
Yeah, she did sort of like more like mariachi.
Yeah.
But I would do like Matador.
Mariachi, drag name.
Nice, yeah. But it would be a Matador by way of Lucifer. So it'd be like all shoulder pads like 10 times the size of my body, and I'd do like probably all red and like a nice sort of, I'd be giving she-devil drag.
That's been one of your Halloween looks wanting to do for a while, isn't it?
Yeah. But let's talk the actual runway, because first up we have Deja in Chanello. What were your thoughts?
Well, obviously this is a bit all ropily done, but
She's a seamstress.
This is what I wanted from shoulder pads. Like ridiculous stuff. Did you catch the shout out to the Ivory Queen of Soul, Miss Tina Marie?
No, tell the girls.
When Michelle, when Deja came up, Michelle was like, "I'm talking square biz with your baby." And that is a Tina Marie song.
Shout out to the Ivory Queen of Soul.
Who died under mysterious circumstances. A mirror fell on her.
Do you reckon the Ebony Queen of Soul was like, back the fuck up?
I reckon so.
Yeah. Who would you say the Ebony Queen of Soul is?
I don't know. Luther.
I just wish the skirt was so much more tighter, so it felt like a more extreme silhouette, because I liked the shoulders, but then with a baggy skirt that like wasn't that shapely and wasn't that the tailoring on all of it was so bad, they didn't give like an extreme silhouette. It just looked like it was really big for her.
I just don't know how the skirt could have gone.
It wasn't tight to her hips. It wasn't. I would have liked more of like a pencil.
But then would you want it super tight with the massively oversized shoulders?
Yeah, because then it would give silhouette. It doesn't need to be balanced, because you can't balance a hip like that. The shoulders should match the hips. Shout out to Iona. But I mean, as we've seen with Iona, they often don't.
No, it's unfortunate.
Yeah. I gave it a 6, which
Same.
is yeah. Then next up we have Lady C serving Ms. Nutcracker.
Her face looked gorge,
Cute little look.
but this looked like a fancy dress Christmas. Like, oh, I've got to do a Christmas walkabout for this office party. Let me put on this like sequin dress with
And it
some
wasn't
shitty
giving
buttons.
me shoulder pads. It was giving me accoutrement.
It was giving me epaulets.
Yeah.
There was a real severe lack of shoulder pads.
I know.
So unfortunate.
But I still gave it 7.
I gave it 5.
Next up we have Willow serving Willow and her pills.
Did not know there was a third island boy, but that is good to know. Do you know what they look like?
No.
Hang on 1 second. I'll put it up on the thingy.
Suffice to say, this was Rihanna in the bodega in the paper magazine shoot. It was cutting edge. It was Cynthia all grown up from the Rugrats.
Island Boys.
Island Boys. Oh yeah.
It's literally their hair. But they don't call it, they call it, I've written it somewhere else, but not locks. FYI.
I mean, they're not locks, are they?
Essentially.
Matted hair, yeah. But it was just, I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Styled impeccably.
I'm sorry, they call it wicks.
Wicks. Okay. Styled impeccably. I could have done with more shoulder, obviously, always, but it just, I loved it. Everything about it, 10. Obviously.
Yeah, same 10 from me as well. I just wish the shoulders were so much bigger. It reminds me of in Broad City when Alana goes to collect her Bitcoin in like a Matrix outfit.
Yeah.
I love the sock suspenders always. I love the waist of the jacket.
Yeah.
10 truffles.
Loved the pinstripe detail as well. Yeah, it was good. Then let's talk NG, bitch.
The first thing I could see, I was just so distracted by the big white lining of the cape. I love houndstooth.
Do you?
In general, yeah.
I've written, can we please keep it off the runway? Because it's always done so badly.
I love houndstooth. It's so chic. Not in like a weird stretched out
Stretch
lycra thing.
What would you see houndstooth as like, giving you sort of like Jackie Kennedy, like a nice sort of like skirt suit or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like a bit rough.
Yeah, I just feel like every single time we see it on the runway, it's always done like this. Stretch fabric, and they're like, wow, me, patterns. No.
It's like, I don't want to be able to see that the black is gone grey because it's stretched.
And also as well, like this club kid crazy silhouette with a crown has like, it's so overdone and boring and weird, and it's like...
And they're not shoulder pads.
They were not shoulder pads, yeah. This really wasn't for me as much. That's very painful for me to say.
Yeah, sorry, Big Ange.
I gave it 5.
I gave it 6.
Okay. Next up, we have Bosco serving Blade Runner.
Oh, she's a lucky ducky getting away with this piece of shit, isn't she?
Truly, a piece of flaming hot garbage. I said, this is not a runway look. This is barely a brunch look.
Again, not for me, but I love her. So 6 truffles.
6 for me as well. Then next up, we have Georges serving Pompadourable.
I didn't think Bosco was that tall, but when it cuts from her to Georges coming in, it's literally like, who has let this extra from the Wizard of Oz on the runway?
I believe I saw somewhere that Georges is 5'3" in heels. 5'3" in heels.
Harriet, who I used to work with, was 4 for like 10 or something.
Let me tell you, that little
with massive
twink...
jugs.
Oh yeah, of course, you got to. That little twink must get tossed around at the orgy like a wet wipe.
More than a salad, honey.
Truly. That poor little boy. But yeah, this unfortunately was too simple for me. It wasn't for me. I gave it 6.
I thought she looked gorgeous. I love the hair. I love the colour on her. I love the Selena vibes. The only thing that ruined this for me was, even though obviously she has nipples and they are in the right place.
They often do, honey.
The way the straps were, like going across it, like that's not where a woman's boobs would be, so it's just the proportions of like her chest seem weird, and that kind of took me out of it.
She's lucky because she is such a tiny little child that when she gives you boy, it doesn't really serve boy, because she doesn't really serve boy. So like
just like little girl at the beach in her knickers with her nips out.
Yeah, literally that. Just like sort of like young girl before she has sprouted any breast tissue. So it's always quite cute for me, but this just wasn't really my zhuzh, but okay. Next up, we have Jasmine Kennedy serving Dayglow.
Hey, no.
I got 2 words for you. Mean mugging. Can you believe?
She's giving you a new attitude. She's patting the
from
belly.
Arkansas, or wherever she's from, says, I'll be mean mugging the judges. I was like, okay, bitch.
Maybe that song's just come out where she's from. Oh,
Yeah.
no, that's a southern song anyway.
Truly.
I liked her in the dark hair.
Yep, same.
We'll get to
It's out
that.
the fringe.
Yeah. That was one of the clip-on fringes we like to use, I think.
Yeah, first of all, don't hot up our clip-on extremities.
Yeah, I liked her in the dark hair, but I don't like the look. It's a Cinco truffle for me.
I gave it 7. I thought it was sleek.
7!
I thought
Who
it was,
likes the beat?
I thought it was sleek.
Definitely, I thought it was fun. I like the beat.
I thought it was sleek, and I thought I've hated everything she's worn so far, and I thought this has a different silhouette. She's given us different hair. It's not gross pageant hair. I thought her face looked gorgeous, and I just thought for her, I thought this was quite a good look.
Fine.
Then last but definitely not the best, we have Acid Diabetes. Serving Mad Maxine.
Like, sorry, this is just some army trousers and boots that you wear in your day-to-day life. You've thrown on a football thingy and a couple of bits. I don't believe this was planned.
It's giving design challenge. Like, it's giving, like, there is loads of different camos and I'm sticking some studs to it. It's giving guar. Like,
Do you know what I've realised I don't like?
guar.
Post-apocalyptic aesthetic.
If she doesn't,
Because that's very steampunk adjacent.
yeah,
and
if she doesn't pack up all this Mad Max shit, like, oh, I'm a punky androgynous, like, I love it. I absolutely fucking love it when it's done well, and I ain't seeing it. It's not for me. It's not for me. I gave it 5.
I gave it 6.5.
Oh wow, okay,
But her face looked pretty fine.
okay, cool.
All right then. Well, I guess it's time. I hope you're about to sing along at home for
Please.
the Singers and the Mingers.
Does it brighten up your world? Is it a zinger? Does it make you want to hurt?
Is it a mirror?
Zingers and mingers.
That stunning piece of musical
That
work.
end bit of harp
Yeah.
gives me.
Sunflowers, actually.
I'm very excited to tell you that I have found a clip for us to use for Rose and Thorn, and it is so weird. So
Where was it from?
it's from like a sort of like weird like 70s song called,
You're a rose and you're my thorn.
literally from a song called Rose and Thorn, but it's like sort of like weird sort of like acid music.
I mean, I was thinking I would do that as well. I was thinking of trying to like mash 2 songs together. Very Glee, actually. Maybe
Very
like
Glee. You are very Glee.
Thorn
though.
in My Side for the second half. Like, then maybe Rose's Outcast.
Love.
Anywho,
Zinger.
either George's Curly or Willow's Madness, but I wasn't sure if it errs on the right side of locks or not. But is it a futuristic look? Maybe we've moved past this whole issue by then.
Maybe cultural appropriation has died at this point.
Wasn't even a word.
Willow's was Liberty Spikes. They were too thin, but it was supposed to be a punk Liberty Spike.
No, but they didn't taper at the end. They were just columns.
But you didn't say JK though.
I didn't.
They were supposed to be Liberty Spikes though. 100% with that look. Like, they were not your weird friends.
Sometimes what you want to do isn't necessarily what
I
you're going
refuse
to
to
do.
believe that my Willow Pill would err on the side of...
It's very
Lots.
Y2K. It's very Matrix.
I know, but we're not out here doing that no more.
Maybe we are in the future.
Maybe we have to loop round.
So are you saying your zinger is the Liberty Spikes?
Maybe we're going to all loop round and be like, do you know what, actually? Gwen Stefani, she did have some looks.
Yeah.
And then suddenly we're all hearing bindies and twists.
I'd love to be back on the bindies.
I told you the other day, didn't I? When I was like 11 or something, my auntie bought me a pack of bindies and some of that like actual like from India, like the eyeliner. What's it called?
Cole.
Yeah, but it's like there's like a different name to it.
What,
like,
the pointy one?
Yeah. And so you had like a sort of like 11-year-old me walking around in. My mum at this point as well had like a silk scarf that she wore like on when she was getting it on a formal, you know, and it was like purple sort of like Indian silk. And so I was literally walking around the house with that purple Indian silk tied around me like a sari, bindies and Cole.
But you just said you are full Indian, so that's fine for you.
It's fine, but your 11-year-old son? Questions.
Wow.
No questions in my house though. They were like, he's at it again. I also did a whole turn dressed as Billie Holiday one time. A head wrap, as you can imagine.
Shoe polish?
Flower in. Wow.
I don't know what you do in Cambridge back in the 90s.
No, honey.
Thank God.
But yeah, there was a lot of dressing up. Let's talk mingers. Do I need to tell you that it was Daya's half wigs? Because she's got them in a lot of colours, so you might see them again.
Daya.
Them half wigs.
Sure.
On the bald
When you
head.
talked about half wig before, I thought you were talking about Deja wearing like a little like half little bumpy.
I can't even remember what she was wearing, to be honest, but I was talking about Daya and them disgusting little half wigs.
For me, it's Jasmine's bang through it home. It's just, when it curves round your side of your face, I don't like that.
And when they haven't cut it properly and it's like really blunt and chunky on like by the sides of their brows, it's so hideous. Just get a little straightener, just curl it under a little bit, just do something, texturize it. Just, I beg, do something. Like, let me share with the girlies. That's £8 from Amazon. That black, she got a black.
Now
wig.
you're really hotting us.
Good. Let her, she deserves it.
No, us.
Ours aren't.
Okay, no, ours aren't.
No, ours are from Wigs by Manny. Ours are decent. But yeah, I mean, need I tell you, if she wears another one of them half wigs, let me tell you, next week, my Minga is going to be Dia's half wig. Because I'm sick of it.
So, after all of that, romper room fuckeries.
Yeah.
We have Deja, Willow, Bosco, Georges, Jasmine and Daya as the tops and bottoms, and Lady C and Angie are safe. And let me tell you, don't they give you just the most boring one-on-one untucked that ever existed?
Truly.
Nothing to report.
Absolutely nothing. They're just, I'm just happy to be here and have a drink in my hand.
So
I've just received a very angry message from Maggie saying, where the fuck is the episode? Like,
I thought she was
fans,
slipping
chill out,
this
chill
morning
out.
when she hadn't chased us up.
Yeah.
So, you know when Michelle was saying, like, sometimes you just need to, like, loosen up and let it in?
Yeah.
And then Carson was like, where did my stool go? The first time I watched it, I thought he meant
Poo.
he had shat on the floor. And then the second time I watched it, I thought he meant he sucked the whole stool up his arsehole. And I guess we'll never know.
I mean, it is where did my stool goes in because she's saying relax and let in. Yeah.
But also, if you're so relaxed, your stool could just fall out.
That is true. Also true.
I think it's a double-edged sword.
Truly. And not one that anyone really wins from, I don't think. Anyone being around him. Hearing esteemed homosexual geriatric Rupaul talking about pulling his padge to WWE is a stark reminder that there can be romance in your 90s. Rupaul talking about wanking himself off and having a fistful of lotion. Wow.
I don't believe it, to be honest.
What, that he wanks? I
No.
bet he goes hard.
I don't think he's got any juice left in him.
Wow. What,
Yeah.
like a sort of like dehydrated raisin?
Yeah, it's kind of just like maybe like a cough of soil.
Oh, like
which
sand.
Kind of, yeah.
Do you think, the main question, has RuPaul ever fucked any of the contestants, and why is it Valentina?
How dare you?
Who is he, like, good friend? Oh, he's good friends with Raja. Oh no, I reckon it'd be Venji, bitch.
Why?
Just because he's cute.
Yeah.
If you're gonna fuck anyone.
Was that who's being kept
Juju.
around for jobs?
Juju.
Juju, Raven, Delta. I think they're your top three criminals.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You top three criminals.
Oh, I don't know. Had you heard of the band Missing Persons? Did you know Del Bazio?
Dale Bazio. I had.
I looked up the picture and she was great.
She does, and she also does look like Lady Camden. Is that who he said it was like? No. It was Bosco. He was like, you look like tonight.
Yes,
you look
in
like,
the yellow mat.
I did. I don't really. I know I've heard the name Missing Persons as a band, but I only know Dale Bosio from the look. I just know her from being an icon, not really. But she's a bad bitch.
She looks it.
Should we talk our winners?
No, I've got more stuff to say.
Go on, you tell him then.
First of all, I don't like this Helotus that Georges is trying to make happen. If you notice, she did it in the panel and then also on the thing, like, Helotus. It's very giving me POTUS or FLOTUS, and that's very Trumpy.
What is it supposed to mean?
It's like hello and then Lotus.
Literally, lobotomy.
Hello-botomy.
Like, what?
Yeah, I didn't really get it.
No.
Do you find that as you get older, you care less? Or did you never care about stuff? You know, and Rue's like, who cares? Just like, if you say something stupid, it doesn't matter. Like,
Oh my
nothing
God,
matters.
about looking stupid.
Or just doing something
Oh,
stupid.
when I was younger, when I was like 16, I hung around with like people that were a lot older. And I was riddled when I was younger with not wanting to look stupid. It was like I took myself so fucking seriously. And then it was only once I like graduated from drama school and stuff that then I was like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Like, why are you like this? Like being stupid and being like, I don't know, like it went like at drama school, it's hammered into you that like you like to take yourself seriously, basically. And then it was like once I was out, I was like, I actually don't give a fuck. And now I don't at all. Like and how much have I fucking relaxed on everything? Just like I used to take the way I looked so seriously, and like people taking me seriously as well was like such a big thing. Now I'm like, fuck it, if you're not into it, get out.
Get out, yeah.
Do you think you care less as you get older?
definitely.
When are you going to start getting older, though? That's the question.
Not as long as this poison is running through my veins.
Not as long as they can get that out-of-date mayonnaise and pump it into my face.
I've never really, when I was a teenager, obviously I cared like whether people fancied me and bits like that.
Obviously that'll never go away.
But I've never cared
need you to
about
fuck
like
me.
the establishment or what society thinks of me. In fact, I'd want to be like when I got my hands tattooed, I was like, yeah, like I hope people cross the street in fear from me. Like,
You think getting a cartoon of your mum and dad on your hands was going to make people cross the street in fear?
back in those days, it was only whores and pirates who had tattoos, Barney.
Which one are you, honey?
I'm a pirate whore.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Right, now we can now talk your precious bottoms if you must.
The bottom two, Georges and Jasmine, because your winner was Bosco. Do you agree with the winner?
Yeah.
Well, that's that on that then.
I wasn't sure you wanted me to elaborate.
I thought straight away, Georges and Jasmine, I thought, oh, this is going to be one hell of a lip sync. Do you think it was one hell of a lip sync? That's my question to you.
I thought it was a fucking hard lip sync.
Yeah.
To keep up as much energy to a slow song that these hoes don't fucking know is
Yeah, they're both
incredible.
17?
I don't even know it. I know the beginning bit from the like dance track, but I
Sure.
don't know the full song.
But I do think it's nice sometimes to get a song that is like so fucking different. It's not like an 80s well-known like 80s hit or a fucking like Charlie XCX like twink banger. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it is sometimes nice to go
A
like
twanger.
completely different energy. I would like to have done this, but it is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah,
Right.
I thought they both did really well. I don't think it was a Georges win though, I gotta say.
Do you? I thought straight away, ain't nobody going home on this motherfucker. Like, I was like, he likes both of these too much, and they're both going to perform.
So we've had 2 weeks now where no one's gone home.
Girlies, I can't keep on doing this podcast. You're going to need to let me and Lukey go. Georgie is just so compact and cute when they perform. There's like because they're such a little body and they've got little extremities that it's just so compact and so neat.
When she's doing that kind of like aerobics move, like the kick, like the bringing the leg
Yeah.
forward, it's so cute. Really, obviously loved the bit when they were mirroring each other, like, oh, I can't remember how the song goes, but like,
I
both
wanna
going,
ho.
yeah, that was great. Yeah, I loved it. And Jasmine's split moment was really good as well, like from the head to the feet.
So did you agree with the fact that neither of them should go home?
No, I thought it was a Georges win.
Really? Okay.
Not like by a landslide, but I don't think we're just giving people free passes for nothing these days. Like
True,
at the end of the day, it's a competition. And what you say earlier, like that's literally your job. Is to, it might be tough to decide.
One job you have,
yeah.
Rupaul. Right, let's head on to the exciting part of the evening, which is Rose and Thorn.
Hit me.
Ah!
Techie D's.
Oh, Techie D's. It's coming.
Rose and Thorn. I like that.
What in the holy hell is that? I couldn't believe it. I started searching. Sorry, let me pull this microphone back into the comfortable position. I started searching for mental songs called Rose and Thorn. Just found loads of like, sort of weird like R&B bangers and stuff. I was like, this is all too fucking like. This
So
ain't
who's that
weird
track
enough.
by? Who are we going to get sued by?
Well, hopefully no one. I'm going to tell you right now because I actually didn't write it down. But it's like got some weird. They're called like 11th Elevator or something. That's. I mean, I also am a liar, so who knows whether that's true.
Oh, I've got that end of pod about to piss myself.
Oh.
High octane energy.
Love that for you. Rose and Thorn by. I can't find it. Oh, it's called. They're by 13th Floor Elevators, released in the 70s.
Oh, the 70s.
It was a wild time, girlies. Right, let's talk Rose and Thorn.
Yeah.
Your Rose.
My Rose is that glint in Georges' eye when she's performing. Like you can tell just straight away. It's like she's a born performer. She
She was born to do
she's
drag,
got
honey.
this.
Yeah. My Rose was that we didn't have to see on the main stage Maddie Morphosis bring down her shoulder pads look. Did you see it on social media?
No, I've actually quite enjoyed seeing the trash that she's been.
She was wearing a homemade Smithy's Lady Linebacker outfit and a Velma Kelly bob wig.
Vermicelli.
Velma Kelly from Chicago.
Sure.
It was like a bright red, Billabong red Velma Kelly wig. And Yeah, like a lady linebacker outfit. So
Honey, we get it. You're straight.
Yeah.
Now do some drag.
you have no power here. Your little sports references, whatever. But my actual rose as well is that my top girlies are really always coming out on top. So it feels like we might actually get the right winner this time.
I hope so. Oh, why? When did we not get the right winner last time?
Basically every single time.
Wow, you say that to Simone's face. You say that to Jada Essence Hall's face.
I wanted Gigi over Jada.
Did you?
Yeah.
By the end,
Never, no one over Simone though. But
by the end of the Gigi, Crystal, and Jada, I loved them all. I was happy with
can you
whoever.
talk about UK Drag Race though? Do you feel like you've got your...
No, not once. Actually, the Vivian was the best season 1. Like that's a given.
Yeah.
But I needed Bimmer's season 2.
What, season 3? River. Crown River and move on.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, but that is, and then let's talk Thorn.
My thorn was Jasmine's panel look.
My thorn was Jasmine's nail gloves. I need them to end. She had black sheer gloves on with bright yellow nails sticking out. It's like, honey, I've just never been a fan of the nail gloves, and I don't think they're chic or stylish.
I like the nude ones. I think when it's like a colour, like when it's meant to just look like you're wearing nails.
Yeah, I don't think of them as nail gloves though. Like you've got some, haven't you, that are just like completely flesh coloured, so it doesn't look like you've got gloves on.
Yeah,
that's
just
fine.
like your fingers are diamonds.
Yeah, that's fine because then you're essentially like not having to waste time gluing on nails. But it's when people have like actual gloves, like PVC gloves, and then they've got nails on the end.
It's very the washing up gloves that have the red nails on them.
It's giving Catwoman.
Yeah.
Like on sort of
budget.
Your secondary school film version of it. But let's talk next week.
Next week we got the Snatch game.
Can I tell you a little deep dive?
Go on then.
I saw on Twitter that apparently this is one of the worst Snatch games in history.
Really?
But we do get to see Angie as Tammy Brown.
Is that who she was being? I thought
Walking
you're not.
Children in Nature.
I thought
Tammy
you're not
Brown.
allowed to do other queens anymore.
That's who she is.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And also, if you look back at the look that she's in that little clip, you can't really see it. But
the big curly hair and the big
Lady
poofy
Camden
hair.
is Shakespeare.
Oh, I wondered who she was. Who else did she was? I saw Drew Barrymore, Ozzy Osbourne. They're really painting it out for Willow to flop on this. But I'm hoping that's just bad
But apparently, every single person is really bad in it, apart from one person who does okay.
Wait, who is Ozzy Osbourne?
Diabetes.
I thought maybe because of those giant eyes.
Yeah, but I'm not entirely sure. But I'm very excited to see it. But I also, you know how I feel about the cringe. I don't think I can bear it if it's a real flop.
Oh, I live for it.
Yeah. But I guess is that us done for the week?
Let me check me. Refer to my dossier.
Yeah.
Untucked. Wasting my time. We've decided not to bother talking about. Well, actually, it seems silly since this is the finale. Would be because we were last week still. Change it. But basically, we're going to stop talking about UK versus the world because it was just seemed like we were ending the pod on a bummer.
Yeah.
But
and there's enough bummer in this pod. 50%
truly,
of it, you know.
But I guess that is it then. So thanks so much for listening. As always, you can follow the Divas at Truffle Pig Wigs, and please feel free to rate, review, share, like, follow, slide to the left, slide to the right, and cha-cha real smooth.
Yes. Okay, love you girlies. Hope you have a great week, and we're sorry that it's a bit late, but
Life's unfair.
better late than never, hoes. Love ya.